Hi, my name is Vanessa Linarez, and today I will be talking about the evolution of skin color. Have you ever wondered why the human species comes in so many different shapes, sizes, and colors? Well, one of the reasons is that humans have adapted to their environment through natural selection. This means that humans have developed certain characteristics that have helped them survive. These traits are then passed on to their offspring. One of the most notable characteristics humans have is their varied skin color. Human skin color varies from very dark to very light. This depends on where humans have lived and how much sunlight they have received. Our bodies need sunlight to produce vitamin D, which helps us absorb calcium into our bodies. However, too much sunlight exposure can be harmful and causes diseases like premature aging, DNA damage, and even skin cancer. Now, let's talk about something called natural selection. Through natural selection, humans were able to find a balance between protecting themselves from harmful rays and also receiving enough sunlight to produce vitamin D. It did this by adjusting the amount of melanin in our skin. Melanin is a dark pigment that gives color to our skin and hair follicles. The more melanin you have, the darker you are, and the less melanin you have, the lighter skin color. Humans developed different skin colors based on the area they lived in. Humans have migrated all over the world in search for food and water. The closer they got to the equator, as shown on the map, the hotter the climate was. One of the ways humans evolved to keep cool in hotter climates was to reduce the amount of body hair and increase the number of sweat glands on the skin. However, with less hair, the skin was more exposed to the sun. To solve this, humans evolved permanently darker skin with more melanin to protect the skin against the sun's damaging rays. Conversely, humans who migrated farther from the equator evolved lighter skin. This was because there was less UV rays in the areas near the equator. Natural selection favored lighter skin because it allowed sun rays to penetrate the skin and allow for vitamin D creation. Now let's recap. Depending on the location, human skin adapted to allow the perfect balance of sunlight exposure. So remember, the more sunlight there was, the darker human skin evolved to protect their skin from the sun. In this way, the melanin acted as a natural sunblock. The less sunlight there was, the lighter human skin evolved to allow for the right amount of sunlight to penetrate the skin. You may be wondering, what would have happened if humans with dark skin traveled to areas with less sunlight and vice versa? Like I said before, humans are migrating creatures. Groups of humans that live near the equator traveled further north, and those that lived north traveled further south. For example, humans that lived in Africa where melanin pigmentation is high traveled north into Europe. However, there was not enough time for natural selection to do its thing and adapt the skin of these humans through genetic change. Humans with really dark skin found themselves living in an area with less sunlight. Because their skin was already protecting them from the rays of the sun, they were not able to absorb enough sunlight for the body to form vitamin D. A vitamin D deficiency can lead to a condition called rickets, which happens when the bones become weak and soft like is shown in this image. However, humans living in the geological areas where sun radiation was limited developed lighter skin as generations were born. The opposite happened with lighter skinned humans who traveled further south where the sunlight exposure was much higher. Their skin did not have enough melanin to protect them from the harsher rays of the sun, which in turn caused their skin to age prematurely, and in the worst case scenario, develop skin cancer. Humans that move closer to the equator develop darker skin over time to protect themselves from the harsh sunlight. In conclusion, our skin is a great example of how our species has been able to adapt to different environments. Our skin helps to protect us from the harmful rays of the sun and also allows us to convert sunlight into vitamin D, undoubtedly an adaptive trait in the evolution of humans. Thank you for watching.